Cheers. Good morning, as the case is out in USA. Good afternoon, as the case is out in UK. And good evening, good night, whatever the case may be, wherever you are on this wonderful Friday. Friday the 1st? Friday the 1st
Friday
of
the
July.
1st.
Friday the 1st of July. People, you are all very, very welcome to Grizz Khan TV, where we had to do a sudden show celebrating, I'd say, a very momentous occasion, Mr. Evan Soccer God. What say you?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. This is the start of my weekend. You know, I have a work day ahead of me, but Friday is the start of the weekend. This is the start of the month. You know what I mean? And it is the start of a new era at Liverpool and a new era for a very special player. I feel fantastic. And like you said, Grizz, one of the few luxuries of supporting from overseas is that when there's a breaking news at about 5 p.m. European time, I get it first thing in the morning. So
It's the
I'm
best feeling.
I'm enjoying my special privilege right now.
It's the best feeling to get that news when you wake up. The rest of us, obviously in different parts of the world, get it at different time. Where do we start, Evan? I mean, I don't even know where to start. Well, we start with some facts. The facts are Mohamed Salah has extended his contract by 3 years. £350,000 plus incentives, bonuses, the usual blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case is, he has accepted a deal that was presented to him by the owners, the board, manager, whoever's in charge. I'm very feel. How do you feel?
Emboldened. My chest is out. My muscles are a little more swollen than usual. The blood is flowing a little quicker. You know what I mean? That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. We were shattering some myths that have become all too apparent lately, and I'm sure we will discuss them in today's stream. Feeling good.
We absolutely will. I'm actually trying to find some. Here we go. Kind of. Oh, this one's not very. Even Paul Joyce was a bit taken aback. Like, let's
I mean,
get a
there was
Paul
a typo in his tweet.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
taken
mean.
back he
That's what I
was.
mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So let's bring this up here. What does this say? So Paul Joyce says Mo Salah has signed a new 3 contract to stay at Liverpool until 2023. Like, Paul, what's the matter? Like, Paul, get your words out. What's going on here, baby? It's almost like even Paul Joyce didn't know about this deal, and that's how Liverpool operate, right?
Yeah,
The best way.
he's taken back. There's typos in the tweet. I don't know what a 3 contract is. Is that a 3-year contract? Is that a 3-day contract? Who says he even knows?
Who
knows?
says he even knows? But listen, jokes aside, it is what it is. We woke up to all sorts of mixed messages. Let me just give a shout out to Jamie in the chat. Jamie says, big up, guys. Let's go. Let's go indeed. We've got a new member in the building as well. We need to shout out my new member. Here we go. Sohail Majid, welcome to the Grizz Khan Ultra Fan Club. You are a big boy now, brother. You are a big boy. Listen, Evan, let me get this. How do I get this off the screen, Ev? That's how we do it.
There you go.
Okay. So, look, monumental day. Just when we think the fan base is getting a bit frustrated, a bit edgy, on their edge, so are the seats, with the news that we're good, we think we're good for the rest of the window. We've been discussing for the last few days that we need a boost. And timing is everything, right? In football, in media, in every walk of life, timing. It's all about timing. What kind of boost does this give literally 2 days before players come back to preseason? It's the ultimate boost, right? When the king himself, your best player, the most prized asset, the one player that is, the uncertainty of last season. This is the ultimate boost that every player, coach, fan needs, right?
This is the ultimate boost, not just going into preseason, like you said, this is going to be huge for the coming season. This is a boost for the future in every sense of the word. According to, people like Paul Joyce, the window is over for Liverpool. There's no more incomings. But if there were to be incomings, you would imagine they would be emboldened by this news in the same way the recruitment we've done so far was emboldened by the news of Klopp extending, months prior. So, in terms of how future players might picture Liverpool in the coming years, the Klopp extension is obviously the biggest factor in that. But you can imagine the Mo Salah extension is just one tier below that. So, in terms of
Great
getting
point.
the current crop hyped for preseason, in terms of getting the fan base hyped for preseason, and in terms of getting Liverpool's future pieces who aren't even at the club yet more, firmly planted about where Liverpool exists in their minds, this is huge. This is a statement in every sense of the word. The timing is important. And you can imagine that the media team have meticulously, done their homework. Timing of announcements is everything. We always return to the timing of the Fabinho announcement. We all needed that band-aid after Kiev, So yeah, shout out to everyone who was involved in the sense of timing, because I think they nailed it.
100%. We've got a few people that want to jump in. Hold on, let's go. 1 second. Here we go. Let's bring in Jamie, man. How can I not bring in Jamie on an occasion like this? Jamie, my man, welcome to the stream.
Jamie.
Oh, fellas, what a day. What a sense of gratitude looking towards the future. Evan, nice to see you. Grizz, nice to see you. Congratulations on those Warriors. Grizz, Evan's team beat my team in the NBA Finals.
Damn. Well, there's winners and losers in every sport, but we're good. We're good. Evan's good.
The one quick point I want to make is I think about now that we have his salary fixed, it sets the standard for going forward. Now we don't have to worry about that contract with other players that we're trying to sign. And so going forward, I think that having that deal down will make future deals even easier. It also shows the club will take care of you when you put the work in here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jamie, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, I'm glad we can be friends again. And your Boston accent always warms my heart. It's great to hear. And absolutely, this is an important benchmark. It makes a statement, like I just said, not just to the wider world, but internally saying, hey, if you reach the pinnacle of football in your position, in your craft at Liverpool, you will be rewarded. We will put you on that pedestal. You will be our star. And it's doing away with, this misconception that Liverpool cannot be the biggest stage for the biggest names. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that, because at Liverpool, you are in the most marketed league in the world, the biggest league in the world, and you are at a top 5 club in the world, probably even breaking into that top 3 in the Klopp era. So we can offer you the biggest stage, and we can also put our money where our mouth is and really offer you the biggest money. And 350K base, that is insane, especially when you can imagine that someone like Mohamed Salah is an absolute monster when it comes to meeting those incentives and bonuses. So you can bet your behind he'll be walking away with more money than that.
And
Guys, check this. Jamie, just 1 second. Guys, check this out, right? I can't win with some people, man. Look at my guy's selection, man. He's such a massive contributor to my channel. So I love him to bits. But big news, it's a 2-year extension. No, it's not selection. It's a 3-year extension. Then he says, I slyly wish you didn't say anything regarding the Salah extension on Twitter. Would have hit differently. So, selection, I can't win with unit. There's you messaging me, always saying, what's going on? Are we signing anyway? So you want me to tell you from one hand, and on the other hand, you slyly wish I didn't tell you. Come on, man. What's going on, man? Guys, I can't win, can I, with some people, man? It's mad. But listen, it's a 3-year extension, 350,000 People are talking about, is it incentives? Is it this? Listen, who cares at this stage, man? Who cares? We're going to bring in more people into the building if you don't mind, guys. It's a celebration, right? It's a celebration, guys. So we got to celebrate.
Hey,
We got to celebrate. Evan, you're so rubbish. You know why?
what?
You know why you're rubbish?
Listen, Grizz, if you had
I
given me
asked
more
you.
time to
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
it's 9 a.m. I woke up an hour ago. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
I asked him, what shall we title the show? And he came out with some shit like running down the wing or some shit.
Hey,
You know,
it's a proven hit rate with that line, but whatever. We won't even get into it.
celebration would have smashed. We would have broken the internet twice, brother. We would have.
Listen, you need to direct your anger at Liverpool's media team for not giving you a paycheck because that should have been the hashtag. But whatever.
We're gonna add some more people. I've got Navir. I've got about 6 people waiting. We're gonna bring in Navir. Let's bring Navir. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you?
What's up, guys? Good to be on the show. Big fan, Grizz, Evan. I think I commented a couple of months ago that I wasn't your biggest fan initially, but dude, you're killing it, man.
Hey, listen, man, you don't need to be a fan. You need to be a brother. And as long as you're a brother, that's what counts in humanity. That's what counts. Brotherhood is the biggest thing. Fuck all this fandom and all this bullshit. No one cares about that. But as long as you're my brother, I love you. That's the main thing, bro. Talk to me. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Buzzing. I just got told before the announcement that my mom had to go for double knee surgery, and I was down in the dumps. And I looked at my phone and I was like, wait, what's going on? And boom, everything just went, oh, this is freaking amazing. And this is what we needed. After the Champions League final, after missing out on the title by 1 point, after Sadio Mane leaving, this is what we needed.
We needed something to break the internet, like I said 2 days ago.
Yeah, we need to get the momentum and the passion of the fans back up to where it normally is. And this Mo Salah signing, this contract, this extension, it's going to do it.
Well, first and foremost,
keep your Haaland in your back pocket. He doesn't matter at this stage. Salah's coming back.
I was going to ask you guys, right? Jamie, do you think we've taken the limelight again? Oh, Liverpool have just taken the limelight again.
The one thing that caught my eye, and I like this, there are many positives to new things and new eras and new people steering the ship. But the thing that caught my eye was the Gucci tennis shoes of the pictures of Julian Ward there with everyone. And so what that signaled to me was we're doing things a little bit differently, and that when we need to go get our guy signed down, our man will go fly out to Greece on the PJ. He'll be there with the contract ready to go. And so with all of these things considered, I think we're finally at the stage where FSG has put in their model that they trust every single person at every single level. And so when we go put that contract, which now that it's all said and done, I think the money is irrelevant. And whatever we could do to get Salah to sign for the time that we've got him is invaluable. Because when you look at the market, there's not going to be another guy who you could reasonably afford to sign who will get 30 GA for the next 2 years, guaranteed in all comps, guaranteed. And so with that being the case, I'm just so happy with where the club is. I'm so happy with where the club is going. And I'm so excited to see what our number 11 Mo Salah does for the next 3 years until 2025, Grizz.
The story goes that Klopp convinced him that he's still the face of the new Liverpool. And Evan, we've spoken about Liverpool 2.0. We've spoken about the evolution, the next rebuild. It was imperative that, especially in the summer, that we let Mane go. It was imperative that we keep the next king, the main king, and to front this attack, because we've seen all the pictures of this guy, right? He's got a body like mine, right? We know he's why are you laughing? We know he's built. Okay, so we know he's built like me. We know this guy can go on for another 3-4 years. So even though we've got the youngsters, Darwin Núñez in, and Jota Diaz to a sort of still relatively young, 25, 24 player, it was crucial that we still keep the kingpin as an example how to live and breathe a Liverpool player in terms of on and off the pitch, and he's the epitome of that.
Absolutely. And when you're at our level, when you're literally going for everything, when you're at a level where you can play every single game available to you across a 4 competition season, yes, in the second phase of the Klopp era, we need to be bringing in more players 24 and younger. But at the same time, at our level, we need a balance. We need players not quite at the age of Milner per se, but you need players who are in that 30, 31-year-old bracket. You can't have too many, and perhaps in the last year or so, we were guilty of having too many, and we needed that refresh. But I think we're getting this balance spot on, because for every, Salah in the front line, there's a Darwin Nunez. There's a guy who's 7 to 8 years younger. For every Van Dijk in the back line, there's Konate, a guy who's 7 to 8 years younger. And I feel perhaps for the first time in the Klopp era, not that it was ever a huge inconvenience to me, that the balance in ages and also just it's not creating a huge bridge in terms of quality. I think we're nailing that, because there now seems to be this perfect harmony in terms of just age in the squad. I'm not saying we're gonna dramatically lower the average age in the squad, but we're taking it to a balance that's gonna set us up perfectly for the rest of the Klopp era.
Navir, man, tell us how you feeling. First of all, where you calling from? I detect another. Where from?
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Wow, amazing. What time?
World, dude.
What time is it over there? Sorry, what time?
Midnight.
So basically the opposite of these guys. So these guys have woken up to great news. You're gonna go sleep a very happy man tonight, I take it.
There's no way I'm gonna sleep. I'm buzzing. If I could run, I'd run a 5K right now.
This is it. This could be the motivation to get out there. Listen, guys, I'm going to add more people into the chat if you don't mind. Here we go. I'm going to add Tom Little in the background as well. Tom, I hope you're ready. I'm going to add Tom. Tom, welcome to the stream. How are you?
I am really, really happy. I'll tell you what, they've had me on ropes all day. They've had me on ropes all day. Rami Ibas, the amount of people that I saw ripping into him, I thought it was a Fabio Carvalho announcement when I first saw that shit with what's been going on. But I'm so happy. Such a big statement. I'm really happy we got it done before the season starts. That's the main thing. We're not having this drama carry on throughout the season, and this is really shaping up to be a season with a lot of potential. Last season there was a bit of a fall off from Salah towards the end because he was just worn out. He played so much football. This year it's the opposite. He's got 2 month break. He's 2 months off in the middle of the season because obviously Egypt didn't qualify for the World Cup. We've got a lot of luck with that. A lot of our players aren't going. Robertson isn't going. God knows if Trent. Gareth Southgate doesn't exactly like him. Luis Diaz isn't going to go. So a lot of our key players are going to have 2 months off. So that's really going to strengthen us. But I'm just so happy with Mo Salah. He's been our best player, arguably, for 5 years. There's ways to can't really. I didn't expect it today. I've been thrown completely off guard. But I'm so happy at the same time. Massive statements. And big Julian Ward as well.
Absolutely, and we can probably touch upon that. Am I the only one can't hear Tom properly, or is it everyone else as well? Yeah, there's a slight connection problem. It's just coming in and out. But I could still make out the excitement in your voice. So probably try to fix that. I don't know what it is. Maybe start again or something. Navir, we're gonna keep it moving. We've got a few other people that want to jump in, but listen, thank you very much for popping on.
Thank you guys.
Hope you enjoy the season. Go for it. Right? Of course, go for it.
I think one of the biggest parts that Mo Salah's extension is going to actually play for us is he's going to be the perfect teacher to sort of get Harvey Elliott up to that next level as well. They both play more or less on the same side, and I think Mo Salah is going to be a brilliant teacher for Harvey Elliott, and I am super excited for what's going to come this year.
Amazing.
If not the quadruple, here we go.
Amazing. Listen, big up yourself. Enjoy the rest of your evening, night, morning, whatever you're going to turn it into, and take care, my brother. Look after yourself.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Jamie, Tom made the point about Julian Ward. What a start. What a start by the man who's taking over the man the legend, the myth that's pretty much, along with Klopp, put us on this pedestal with his work behind the scenes. Julian Ward, when you're following in the footsteps of a legend, the myth that was Michael Edwards, some shoes to fill. He's not started badly.
The thing that's interesting, the first thing that I want to mention that I think is fundamental is for other contract negotiations, he's a Lusophone. He speaks Portuguese. For how many players there are in our club who speak Portuguese, I think how influential was this man in him signing? If there wasn't someone who is at the top tier, who's making the decisions, who can tell you directly what the contract is about and what you're going to bring, I wonder how that would change. And the other thing too is the stark difference that I was, jokingly talking about with the Gucci tennis shoes is we never, ever saw Michael Edwards anywhere. Like, I didn't know what he looked like except for several stock photos of like him signing or him at Anfield. I'm talking like, I've seen like 5 or 6 pictures of this guy. And with Julian Ward, he seems, he must be younger. I don't know how old he is, but by his face and his age. And so he's from a different generation. And he's just, as they say, moving different. And, change is good. Change is good sometimes. And so I love what this man is doing. And the other thing that's very, very interesting is he seems to have favored network paths through Portugal. We've seen several times either buying directly or players who have played in that league before. And so if this is a pattern that we reap benefits off of in the future, because this man has knowledge from his analysts that he's been studying for years, that this league is coming up at the right time, that mirrors everything Klopp wants to do, by golly, I'm on board, because what we've got done so far looks very, very fun. Very fun.
I think the Gucci tennis shoes are our new go-to signature joke about Julian Ward. I'm looking forward to in future blockbuster sagas and signings and announcement videos. I can already see the quote tweets. When Julian walked by poolside and Salah saw the Gucci shoes, the thing was already signed. He signed the contract in his head. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Julian Ward walking into certain boardrooms with the Gucci shoes on and wrapping up deals, because they seem to have a magnetic power in terms of getting shit done. But yeah,
I'm just gonna bring up a tweet because there's still some confusion for some reason, people in the chat, in terms of his contract. Guys, it's a 3-year contract. That's what I was told, and it's been confirmed now. Some people are saying it's a 2-year deal.
I think it's because his original contract expired in 2023. People are assuming it's just another 2 years on top of that. But when you sign a new contract, your old contract becomes invalidated, and this one has a new kickstart date. That I can only assume that's the issue people run into.
Okay, but either way, guys, he's here. He's the king. He's going to score goals, and that's the most beautiful, amazing thing about it. Tom, it's amazing that you're on, and we didn't plan it like this because you tweeted. I'm going to bring you back to this. You tweeted something. No, you didn't tweet it. You done one of those. What's it called?
I don't know, voice recording thing, didn't I?
Voice recording.
Me and you had a nice long chat about that.
So no, it wasn't that long. It was just brief chat. And I said, Tom, just bide your time, relax, and you'll be satisfied. So guys, just the backstory to this, because I've just remembered now, because Tom's come on, and I love that about Tom. Tom's very opinionated, and I love that about Tom. Tom speaks his mind, and I love that about people that speak their mind. But what I also love about people like Tom, who speak their mind and have an opinion, but their opinion is not set in stone. Their opinion is always ready to be assess the situation around you, give it context, and then opinions can change, because that's how life works, right? You can't have information. If you don't have information about something, and then you give an opinion on that aspect at that precise moment in time, and then later on you get information or situation resolves itself, surely that opinion can change, right? And Tom, give us what you said at the time and how you was fuming, and then give us how you feeling now, because obviously a lot of people will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, at the time, it was I can't even. It was very late at night, and I'd just been talking with loads of people.
You don't need to
And
defend it. You was every right to be frustrated. You had every right. Don't need to defend it. Nobody needs to
yeah,
even have like remotely, because I love this about people like you.
but
Go for it.
my main point was I was very disappointed that we hadn't sourced it already, and the idea that we were getting held up purely over money. And my point was, if we're sitting there now, we're at the level of a Manchester City and the Manchester United and the Chelsea. We're ahead of two of them. We're at the level of Manchester City. So if we're not willing to pay the wages that they offer to worse players than Salah, we run a major risk of cutting ourselves adrift eventually. But now that we are, this is a massive statement for that reason. We're showing we will pay our top players top player wages. So now when we're going into these negotiations to either A, keep our players, or B, bring players in, we're not going to run into situations now where they ask for 300k and we go, oh, the wage structure doesn't allow that. It doesn't really fit because we've got such and such on not as much, even though they're better. Now that we're showing our top players do earn top player wages, we aren't going to cut ourselves adrift when we come into these negotiations against clubs who, while on the pitch can't offer as good an offer, financially would have traditionally offered a better package. So right now, my opinion has changed. I'm very happy that the club have taken that stance. And it's just a massive, massive thing for me because I want sustained success. Jurgen Klopp has built us up to a fantastic level now. And it'd be a real shame if once he goes, it sort of tapered off. And with the status that we've now taken in terms of offering our top players top wages, we're now showing that we have a real intent to stay at that top level and compete with the likes of Manchester City, who, let's be honest, they're not going to go anywhere, unfortunately. So we're showing that we'll stay at their level for the next however long that we want to compete with them. So I'm really happy, really, really happy.
Guys, I echo everything he said. I'm so happy. You know, Jurgen is a red, Mo Salah is a red, and I feel fine. Evan, man, I don't even know what else to say, what to talk about. I mean, it's just I'm still taking it all in. I actually want to get off the stream and soak in the content. You know, one of them ones like a kid. You know, this is what it does to us, right? And this is what it's supposed to do to us. This is the emotion that fans live for. This is the excitement that we live for. And the powers that be know this. They're not dumb. They know this,
No.
and we spoke about it. So they know this. So they were never going to let this window end with a limp, like we thought, like they professed to. Do you know what I mean? So I'm buzzing to get going already, man.
There's a reason every single top company, corporation, brand, whatever you want to call it, there's a reason they invest millions into the game of the media and advertising. You know, media management is an entire field of industry. So, you know, people have given the Liverpool media team some stick in the past, maybe warranted for the quality of certain announcements or the timing of certain announcements, but I think they absolutely deserve our respect and a big round of applause for both the quality of the announcement and the timing. Not only did we get to see Julian Ward's Gucci shoes and all of their, you know, brilliant Greek sunshine, but we got the timing that we needed going into preseason. People were already fiending just for preseason content. They wanted to see Fabio Carvalho and Calvin Ramsey and Darwin Nunez running around in that beautiful Austrian mountain camp that we always go to, and I hope we're going to it again. Not only will we get that, we'll get a ton of content of Mo Salah looking happy to be a Liverpool player for the foreseeable future. And like you said, Grizz, we've earned this privilege of, you know, soaking it all in, because these are the good times. This is the good side of social media. We've seen sort of the dark side of it. We've seen the shadowy parts of social media in just terms of following a football club on the internet lately. So if this is, and a big if, huge asterisk next to if this is it for the transfer window, then I think the club have absolutely nailed not just the players they brought in, but the player that they've kept here and the timing in which they've announced it.
Jamie, your last say before we keep it moving, because my family's actually stressing me out that it's still Friday and it's early and I gotta get out of here. They're trying to tell me I've got a life, and I'm trying to tell them I have no life. Liverpool is my life, but you know, I have got a life, I guess. But go on.
Grizz, the funny thing is, I have a life too, and my wife is about to I came down here to the second floor, which is vacant because we're moving to the third floor. So if anybody has an excuse, you can get on anywhere for GrizzCon when there's an announcement that Mo Salah is signing. But the last thing I'll say is, with Salah not going to the World Cup, the revamped contract, 33 goals. He'll break the Premier League goal scoring record this next year. I believe it. That's my last thing. I'm going to go help my wife move. Hopefully she doesn't kill me. But much love, my friends, and I'll see you soon.
Jamie, keep in touch. Look after yourself. Take care.
We'll do, Grizz.
Nice seeing you, Jamie.
We're going to add Aki to the stream. He doesn't need a camera because he's been on before. I hope he's there. Aki, are you there, my friend?
Yeah, can you hear me, Grizz?
We can hear you loud and clear, my brother. I remember I'm going to give you the same introduction I gave to Tom. I don't know, Evan, was you on the show when we had Aki? He was a little bit down.
No. Evan was never on the show when I was there. It was Jamie, but I
okay.
couldn't recognize Jamie. He usually had facial hair. It looks about 10 now with that beard shaved off.
It does.
Talk to me, Aki. How are you feeling today, brother?
I'm ecstatic. To be honest. I don't know where that came from. All of a sudden, the first tweet, the first communication that I got was some random LFC page on Instagram that said the board or John Edward, not Michael Edwards, sorry, Julian is in Mykonos at the moment trying to sign the Salah deal. And I was like, I don't trust this source. Then all of a sudden I get an alert from the LFC, obviously official page, that Mo Salah signed a new contract. I couldn't believe it. I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. I thought this was going to drag on into the year, and all the focus would be on Mo Salah renewing his contract, and that could affect his performance on the field. But thank God, once again, the board, the guys behind, have done their job, and we can now rest and go into the season all equipped to hopefully land that 20th title.
Aki, that report you read, it didn't happen to be on my page, did it? Because
no, it wasn't your page. I follow your page, mate. No, it wasn't your page. I can't remember the name of it. It's just I
can confirm to you it was taken off my page. The info that was my info. I'm the only one who said that on Twitter. So wherever that page was, yeah. So wherever that page you read, you know how they do. They mug off information. But this was the information I was given last night, and I told a few people, but we're going to get into the backstory of it when I get the red fellas in. I'm going to go through the whole, how it happened, what happened, all the intel. I don't want to spill it yet, but basically we sent out reps last night to Mykonos, where his team were, where his family was staying and everything, after we'd be given the go ahead. And there you can see the aftermath. Basically.
Yeah. That was the thread, Grizz. Yeah. That was the exact content.
There you go. Sent, but listen, at the end of the day, he's asked. No. The credit to Liverpool Football Club.
Obviously, absolutely, and I'm adamant that you have some insider information, Grizz, because I remember just before the Champions League final, and before that last league game, we were in contact, and I was asking you. I was fearing the worst with regards to Mo Salah and Mane's situation. And I asked you, front, what do you think? How's it going to go? Do you think they'll renew? And you said, Salah, you think he'll renew. Mane, he's open to moving. And then Firmino is going to run down his contract. So, I don't know.
Not bad guess.
You, mate. You do have insider information.
Not bad guess, Not bad guess. But listen, it is what it is. Listen, at the end of the day, the main thing is we're happy. Liverpool are happy. Mo Salah, most importantly, above everything else, is happy with the contract, because I keep barking on about the same thing to people. Nobody is kept against their wishes, and that includes Jurgen Klopp. So when people have a dig at the owners, I'm sorry, but indirectly you're having a dig at the man who believes in them, because he signed 3 contracts. Aki, you're a man like me we've been around in terms of age-wise as well, but we know when you sign a contract, no one's got a gun to your head.
No,
You sign a
absolutely.
contract happily because you've read it, you've got others to read it, you've got lawyers to read it, you've got family to read it, you've got your friends to read it. And you're so good by signing that contract because you believe in everything from A to Z, especially someone like Jurgen Klopp, who believes in his family, like in terms of his family have to be happy. He knows his working conditions have to be happy. He knows he's going to be repping the players that have to be happy, that are going to sweat blood and tears for him.
Absolutely. They need to dot the I's and cross the T's, don't they? So makes perfect sense. But it's just one thing I wanted to mention, Grizz, and I was gonna was waiting in the queue the other day when you had the call-in show. It was a little unfortunate I wasn't able to come on. It's just that something that's been really running around a lot on social, especially on your platform. Not you personally, but the fan base. I remember the last call we had. I asked you on this question, and it wasn't kind of a leading question. It wasn't a rhetorical question. I asked, do you think our team is better now equipped than it was last season? And all of a sudden I get this kind of, and I was asking about the Mane situation, and do you think we should have let him go? And all the fan base came on and they were like, this guy's a, player FC, he's more concerned about the player. And listen, I've been supporting Liverpool for over 30 years, okay? I was there when Dalglish was manager, I was there when Souness was manager, Evans, you name it. I've seen the worst of this team. And just because we kind of constructively criticize a certain aspect of Liverpool FC, whether it's related to signings or whether it's related to someone letting go, it doesn't mean we're toxic. And it doesn't mean we want the worst. I've never slagged off Liverpool, ever, or a player, or the board, or Klopp, or what have you. But just because we give our opinion about a certain individual that we saw kind of that was pivotal to the team, and we just felt really sad that he was leaving on such terms. And I was questioning, was it really because of a new challenge or was it something else? It was just a question. And then all the fan base, player FC, that. We can constructively criticize, but I will never ever slag off Liverpool or the board or Klopp, because this is the best version of Liverpool as far as I've been living, that I've seen. So I wanted to get that out there and, set the record straight, to be honest.
No, absolutely. And you're perfectly entitled to set any records that you may feel you want to set off. Tom, your final thoughts as well, man, before we keep it moving, my brother. How are you feeling? Talk to us. What's your final thoughts on the whole situation, on the whole scenario, the club, owners, FSG, season, title charge, quadruple? What do you want to speak about, Tom? The floor is yours.
What more is to say? We've kept the best player in the league for another 3 years. The situation around the club now is so positive. Let's be honest, although the fans are never going to be happy with what we do, I'm happy with the squad we've got now. I've had a long couple of days debating whether Liverpool or Man City's squad is better. But I believe injuries provided, which is a big if with certain players, but injuries provided, we've got the best squad and we have a real chance this season. And we need to trust Jürgen. He knows I think he's earned a little bit of trust from some fans.
Do you reckon?
It's not been a bad 7 years. It's not been a bad 7 years. It's not been a bad 7 years. He might have earned a little bit, but there's just a lot to look forward to this season. I'm really looking forward to pre-season. I'm looking forward to Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, all these youngsters coming into an environment where it's just so positive at the minute. I honestly really cannot wait for Harvey Elliott. I was so gutted when he got injured last year. This season, I think it's going to be a really big season for him. Like it was said earlier, having Mo Salah here with him as well, because we know how much he bounces off him.
Massive.
Keeping that positive influence around is really going to help his development. There's a lot to look forward to next year, and I'm predicting at least one of the Premier League and Champions League and a double. So Premier League.
There you go.
I'm leaning to a Premier League and an FA Cup. But if you want to chuck a Champions League in there, be my guest. I'm not exactly going to complain, am I? I won't complain.
That'll do us nicely. Tom, nice catching up with you. We'll keep in touch. Look after yourself, and we chat very soon, my man. Look after yourself. Take care. Nice one.
Nice seeing you, Tom.
Aki, I'm going to unmute you because you had a bit of background. Actually, I'm going to read a couple of super chats. Selection, my main man. He says the announcement would have genuinely come out of nowhere. That's why I said that. Oh, okay, no problem. It still did come out of nowhere, man. Who believes me anyway? It still come out of nowhere. Everyone, knew that it's not going to happen or thought that it's not going to happen. So, bearing, one was talking about this. I thought it was 2. His contract expires next year. They added 2 years to 2025. I think they explained how it works. Selection. I don't want to go through it again, but the
Tear
main
up,
thing is
tear up the last deal, got a new one. Keep it
that's
moving.
it. That's exactly how it works. Gunben says buzzing, more buzzing, and a little more buzzing. Pretty much exactly how we
Triple
all
buzzing.
feel. Triple buzzing. Spartan sends in a super chat. He says, big shout out to you, Chris, for being spawned this summer with some absolute bangers. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Conroy's in the building. He says, Conroy says, smash the likes. Smash the likes, folks. Aki, your final thoughts, my brother, because I'm going to wrap this up. Evan's got to get to work and I've got to continue with my life.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about the background. It's just I'm in a
Cool.
coffee shop and
Cool.
there's like
Not a
seagulls
problem.
and birds everywhere. So yeah, excuse the background.
Yeah, he's on the beach. That's how good he feels right now. He's got to speed up on the
Well,
beach. He's in
Southport's like
Mykonos.
really
He's
on
with
the beach
Salah right now.
It's a coastal area, so yeah, you're always going to hear the seagulls. People thought I was in Brighton for a second. So
Or
yeah,
Blackpool with our next signing, or Blackpool.
Oh, Blackpool.
No, I'm not going to
Greece, Chris. He's
I'm
in
joking,
Greece right
guys. Yeah,
Grace,
before
you're going to be
people start
quoted on that. Watch you.
I know exactly. But yeah, look, it is what it is, man. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful feeling. 3 more years of Mo, and that sounds about right, guys. Like, we've worked this brilliantly, in my opinion. You guys everyone can have their own opinion. I just think we've worked this right, Aki. We didn't have to rush this. Because we're Liverpool Football Club, we had to do it the right way, our way. And that was very crucial for incoming players and current players. And now we know that we are run so efficiently, Aki. We have to praise. There's nothing else to say, is there really? Or is there?
No, absolutely not. I think they've nailed it again. You know, I've always said all along, I have complete trust in the board. I have complete trust in the sporting director, Klopp, the backroom staff. I've never doubted them for a second. You know, historically, you know, the Hicks days and what have you, I doubted them a lot. I was one of those, you know, I wanted them out the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as soon as these guys came in, they've proven, you know, so frequently, time and time again, that, you know, they get the signing spot on, they get the renewal spot on, they do it early. You know, like with the signings this season, for example, we did our business in the space of a couple of weeks. I'm still adamant. I don't want to go on a kind of tantrum again, but I'm still adamant we need that midfielder. And I understand that we're kind of holding out for maybe Bellingham and what have you, but it's just, I'm fearing that if we put all our eggs in one basket and let's say he has a remarkable World Cup, that, you know, more teams are going to be in for him, is it just Bellingham that we're after, or is there a plan B? Because I think there are players out there, Barella, what have you, that can kind of are on the same level. So that's my only fear. That's providing we get injuries in that midfield, which, you know, some of them are prone to getting these injuries. That's kind of my only fear going into the season. But all in all, you know, I am confident that we'll have another good season, hopefully with the Champions League or a Premier League to our name.
Guys, Aki, it's been wonderful as always, my brother. Look after yourself.
Absolutely. You too, mate. Speak to you later.
Take care of yourself.
Aki.
You too, mate. Bye.
Shout out to
Chris,
Sahel.
Yeah, we have a
Go on.
birthday. I was gonna say, yeah, we
gonna
got a
say.
birthday to celebrate. Yeah.
What a start. I mean, imagine if that was my birthday month to start off with this news, I'd be buzzing. Guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up, man. I know there's about 7 of you waiting in the studio. Just very quickly, shout out to Pixelate Pigeon. Great to have calmness going into the season. Smash the like button, folks. Shout out to Evan. Haven't caught a stream live with him in a while. Yeah, I don't know who to blame, Evan or blame you. I don't know who to blame right there.
Yeah, Pigeon, where are you at? I've been here. Where are you at? And I love your branding, by the way. It's such an enigma to me. I love it.
It's quality. I'm gonna quickly let Luke on the stream. Because very quickly, good friend of mine, Luke. Even though I'm going, my brother had to let you on. Take it away while I look for something. You carry on, sir.
Thanks, Luke. Come on, Chris. Evan, hope you're well, mate.
How you doing?
Just unbelievable, mate. I've literally just come home from work. I had an early shift this morning, 6 o'clock. I started, finished at 4, driving home, and all of a sudden Rick rings me and goes, "You know, Salah signed the new deal." I'm like, "No, don't joke with me, Rick." So to see this deal, I mean, to see Liverpool now get this over the line, you know, it's been taken, you know, a year or so to get this deal done. For me, it's the best news that I think I've ever seen in the Premier League as a Liverpool fan. You know, to see that Mo Salah's deserved this deal. You know, the wage obviously is always the big talking point because of the wage structure, the way that Liverpool do their business. But it's fully deserved. It's amazing to see Mo Salah. He's the best player in the world for a reason, or, you know, we've always debated him as the best player in the world, and he deserves this deal. And I'm so glad we've got this done now. I mean, it could have dragged throughout the whole season, and we could have had dips in performances, because as he come back from AFCON, we all know that he didn't obviously have the best of second half of the season. Like, personally for him, his goals, assists, you know, Mane, you know, took that sort of role for himself. But, you know, it's huge news to see this before pre-season, to see Salah's now got this over the line, and fully deserved. And I just cannot wait for the pre-season. You know, Salah better be beating James Milner in that bleep test. I mean, obviously this free, yeah. No, I mean, obviously, as I said, Grizz and Evan, it's just, we're lost for words. I mean, it's just amazing to see.
It is, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
I was just going to say, there's no shame in losing to a 61-year-old Milner in the bleep test, by the way. It's totally okay.
Exactly. No, it's cool. I was just going to say, that's the best way. I mean, Luke's reaction, Luke's loss of words, Paul Joyce's loss of sudden way of tweeting, everything. Like, this is exactly what it does. This is the emotions that come out when you hear news like this. It's been amazing. It's a great day. Guys, this has been a quick impromptu show. I had to bring it on. I said, Evan, wake up. Mo Salah's signed. We need to do a quick show. We will do an in-depth chat about it all. I'm gonna give the backstory to the whole deal, how it happened, what happened. That should be a great listen if you're interested, or if you believe me. If you don't, still tune in. I'm a good storyteller. I'll tell a good story. Don't believe me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the fairy tale ending, in this case, Evan, what an ending. We're happy to go.
Yeah.
Evan's going to go into work with a massive smile on his face, right, Evan?
Yeah, and you know, my boss is a Manchester United fan, so he is just going to have to hold that, as the kids would say, right?
As the kids would say, hold that. But listen, on that note, people, we out of here. Luke, I'm going to catch up with you soon. Take care. Everyone, peace out. Take care. Mo Salah is a Red.